We spend a lot of time talking about the border. The southern border. We talk about people coming north, seeking a new life in the United States. But tonight, we're looking at a story that flips that narrative on its head. It's a story about a different kind of border crossing, one happening in the opposite direction. Americans are leaving the US. They are heading south. They are not just visiting, they are moving. They are packing up their lives, their families, their jobs, and they are starting over in Mexico, often out of aspiration, not desperation. Estimates suggest well over 1 million Americans now call Mexico home, and that number is growing fast. For decades, the dream of living abroad came with a significant professional sacrifice. Moving to another country almost always meant leaving your job behind, severing ties with your established career path. It was a leap of faith into the unknown, a daunting search for new work in a new place, often forcing a complete professional reset. The idea of keeping your American job while living somewhere else was a fantasy, but then a global event changed everything. The pandemic didn't just nudge us towards remote work, it catapulted us into it. What began as a temporary emergency measure, a chaotic scramble to set up makeshift offices on dining tables, soon morphed into a global experiment. Companies that once resisted the idea were forced to adapt, investing in technology to support a distributed workforce. As weeks turned into months, a surprising truth emerged. For many, productivity didn't just hold steady, it soared. The daily commute vanished, replaced by a few steps to the living room. The tether to a physical office, once thought to be unbreakable, was decisively cut. This wasn't just a logistical change, it was a profound psychological one, a paradigm shift in our very definition of the workplace. Suddenly the question wasn't where do I have to live for my job, but where do I to live now that my job can come with me? This newfound freedom unlocked a world of possibilities, becoming a primary driver for a new wave of migration south. The logic became undeniable. If you can perform your high-value American job from anywhere with a stable internet connection, why not do it from somewhere beautiful, culturally rich, and significantly more affordable? Why continue to pay exorbitant rent for a cramped apartment in a costly US city when you could work from a spacious home with a balcony overlooking the Pacific? This is the core of the new digital nomad movement. They are professionals at the peak of their careers, keeping their US salaries, their clients, and their career trajectories fully intact, all while living in Mexico. It's the ultimate financial and lifestyle arbitrage, earning in a strong currency while spending in a more affordable one. It's the best of both worlds, a hack that redefines the relationship between work, money, and quality of life. And so, from the bustling, cosmopolitan hubs of Mexico City to the tranquil coastal towns of Oaxaca, new expatriate communities are forming. These aren't just clusters of individuals. They are ecosystems, complete with co-working spaces, international cafes, and social networks. For this growing legion of remote workers, the traditional office is a relic of the past. A new world, untethered and full of promise, is wide open. Let's talk about money, because at the heart of this story is a stark economic reality. It's a tale of two countries, and two vastly different definitions of what it costs to live well. Life in the United States has become staggeringly expensive. The dream of comfortable security feels increasingly distant, a quiet crisis fueled by wages failing to keep pace with the relentless rise in the cost of living. Take housing, the cornerstone of stability. The median home price tops $400,000. In major cities, it's well over $1 million, pushing the dream of ownership into the realm of fantasy for many. And renting offers little relief. A one-bedroom in New York or Los Angeles can easily exceed $3,000 a month, consuming a huge portion of the average paycheck. Add groceries, gas, insurance, and utilities, and the pressure is immense. Then, there are the uniquely American burdens: crippling student loan debt and the world's most expensive healthcare system, a financial gauntlet that leaves little room to breathe. Now, look at Mexico. The contrast is stark. Here, the economic landscape tells a completely different story. A reality where US dollars are supercharged with a level of purchasing power that feels lost back home. Side by side, the differences are staggering. Rent, a delicious meal out, transportation, all are dramatically lower. A salary that supports careful budgeting in the States can provide comfort here. A comfortable modern two-bedroom in a desirable area might rent for around $1,000, a third of the cost for a smaller apartment in a comparable U.S. neighborhood. In smaller cities and coastal towns, costs drop even further. Buying a home becomes an achievable goal, often for a fraction of a U.S. starter home. It's the daily costs, from fresh food at the local market to high-speed internet, that truly compound the savings, stretching every dollar further than you thought possible. For many families, this financial breathing room is life-changing. An income that felt stretched to its limit suddenly supports a lifestyle that includes saving, investing, or simply enjoying life without constant financial worry. That's why for them, Mexico isn't a step down. It's a strategic move up. It's a conscious choice to trade relentless economic pressure for peace of mind and reclaim a sense of security. When you think of leaving the U.S., healthcare isn't the first reason, but it should be on the list. America has advanced medicine and the most expensive system in the world. Mexico offers robust public options and modern private hospitals at a fraction of the cost. Many physicians trained in the U.S. or Europe. Facilities are well equipped. A knee replacement can be $50,000 in the U.S., around $10,000 in a top Mexican private hospital. Dental implants, $4,000 versus about $1,000. Private insurance often costs a few hundred a month, less than many U.S. deductibles. Affordability removes fear, encourages preventative care, and improves quality of life, especially for retirees. It's fueling medical tourism, Americans crossing the border for high-quality, affordable treatment. There's more here than money and remote work, a cultural pivot from burnout. Relentless hustle leaves many isolated. Work, commute, sleep, repeat. In Mexico, many find a different rhythm: family, community, time together. Meals are longer, conversations unhurried, public life is vibrant, spaces that bring people together. Instead of DMs, neighbors meet on the sidewalk. Less about what you have, more about who you're with. Expats describe warmth, generosity, and balance, even on the same income. For many, it's a search for a different way to be human. Meet Sarah and Tom, a couple in their late 30s from Portland. Back in Oregon, their life was a familiar story of modern urban struggle. Both working demanding remote jobs, they were tethered to their laptops, watching nearly $3,000 disappear every month for a cramped two-bedroom apartment. The pressure was immense, a constant hum of financial anxiety and burnout that left little room for anything else. Seeking a break, they took a vacation to San Miguel de Allende. It was more than just a trip, it was a revelation. They were instantly captivated by the city's colonial charm, the cobblestone streets bathed in golden light, and a pace of life that felt more human, more connected. That visit planted a seed. Today, they call San Miguel home. For about $1,200 a month, they rent a beautiful three-bedroom house with a garden, a world away from their Portland apartment. The change was immediate. Their stress hasn't just lessened, it has plummeted. As Sarah puts it, we're not just surviving anymore, we're actually living. That new life includes rediscovering old passions. They have time for hobbies, and they're diligently learning Spanish, not just as a necessity, but as a bridge to their new neighbors. We feel part of a community, Tom adds, truly connected in a way we never were back home. Then there's Mark, a 62-year-old retired teacher. Retirement, which was supposed to be his golden age, was clouded by financial worry. His pension felt increasingly stretched thin by the relentless rise of living expenses, and, most critically, healthcare costs. The fear of a single medical emergency wiping out his savings was a constant heavy weight. He began researching alternatives and discovered Lake Chapala. He took a leap of faith and moved, joining a vibrant community of retirees. Here, his financial anxieties began to dissolve. He was able to buy this small home for under $150,000. His annual property tax? About $200 a year. More importantly, he secured excellent private health insurance for a fraction of U.S. costs, giving him invaluable peace of mind. My pension goes so much further here, Mark explains. I can travel, eat out with friends, and just enjoy my retirement. This is what it's supposed to feel like. And it's not just retirees. The new wave of expats includes young creatives like Jessica, a 28-year-old graphic designer. Feeling uninspired and priced out of major U.S. creative hubs, she was drawn to the magnetic pull of Mexico City, its world-class art scene, its incredible food, and its undeniable energy. She now freelances for U.S. clients while immersing herself in the culture. For her, the move wasn't just about saving money. It was about gaining inspiration. Being here has completely revitalized my creativity, she says. Every street corner, every market, every conversation fuels my work. I'm building a career and a life I love, on my own terms. The U.S. State Department estimates 1.6 million U.S. citizens live in Mexico. The largest number of Americans in any single foreign country, and likely undercounted. The true number could exceed 2 million, larger than Philadelphia. Temporary residency permits surged, up 85% versus 2019. These aren't just tourists, they're putting down roots. Set New York at 100, Mexico City is about 28, purchasing power roughly 70% higher. Mexico ranked number 1 for expats in 2023, ease of settling in, friendly culture, affordability. Over 1 million Americans travel yearly for medical and dental care. It's crucial to be balanced. The move isn't a magic solution. Integrating requires Spanish, daily tasks, contracts, repairs. Infrastructure varies. Paperwork and timelines demand patience. Dollar earners can drive up rents, raising gentrification concerns. Ethical responsibilities and community impact matter. Safety varies by region. Research, precautions, and awareness are essential. No place is perfect. You're trading one set of problems for another. This isn't just individual stories. It could reshape the US-Mexico relationship. A counter-narrative to generations of south to north migration. A two-way street. People, culture, ideas moving in both directions. Lived experience changes perceptions, and conversations on both sides. It's a wake-up call about costs, healthcare, and work culture in the US for Mexico. Growth and challenges. Sustainable management is key. A quiet revolution, moving vans and plane tickets, redefining where the American dream lives.